Raven, that was awesome. Good job. So proud of her. So when I say next, just click for me, but not now. All right, so I'm going to talk about Paul's teaching. And as we know, that he has generational influence. For example, Paul's teaching influenced John Calvin, which is a great theologian. And as you all know, St. Augustine was also influenced by Paul. So Paul's teaching has generational influence. Can you click next one? Thank you. One more time. Okay. So just remember when Paul taught this, husbands, love your wives just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. He spoke this in this immense cultural diversity and in this background where it was not popular to preach something to love your wife, because usually the male was more dominant. So for Paul to write this was very revolutionary, and it impacted marriages for a very, very long time, including how I approach my marriage. Next. Okay, so first of all, from my personal opinion, marriage is not so easy, okay? Do not be fooled by dramas where you have a happy ending. All right, once you get the girl, that's only the beginning. It's gonna be a long road, okay? Because why do people say love is the graveyard for romance? That's where romance goes to end. And the reason is because you guys think your job is done. But your job is not done. Right? As we know in English, we're all English majors, so the present progressive tense, why do we use it? The present progressive tense is used for an ongoing action in the present. So I want you guys to keep this in mind many, many years later when you decide to get married, okay? Think present progressive tense, I'm going. Otherwise, you don't want to end up here. For example, you always have to keep loving her. Definitely keep listening to her. Regardless if she's right or wrong, just keep listening. Keep encouraging her. If she wants to have a career, let her have a career. If she wants to have children, great, let her have children. Keep praying, keep paying the bills if you have money. Raise children together and try not to do too much shopping. That costs a lot of money. Next. So the point that I would like to discuss is with education, you could say, oh, wait a minute, Paul is single. He never got married. Why should I take his advice? This guy doesn't have experience. He never had a wife. So if you look at the Bible, another saint in there is Peter, and his teaching is pretty similar. So not only that, he tells the husband to love, be considerate to your wives, treat them with respect. He actually gives you a warning, says, so that nothing will hinder your prayers. Basically, Peter's saying if you mistreat your wife, don't even bother praying to God. Because your poor relationship with your wife is going to hinder your prayers to God. Next. And then finally, we have Paul's teaching on marriage. We have Peter's teaching on marriage. Let's see what Jesus says about marriage. So basically, he quotes from Moses about marriage. He says, at the beginning of creation, God made them male and female. For this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and they'll become one flesh. So once you get married, you leave the house, you leave your parents. I know that is not a very Asian thought. It's not an Asian idea, but believe me, trust me when I say this is a great idea. Once you get married, leave your parents' house. It will save you a lot of heartache. Yes. So the reason why I did all of that is because this is what I get out of it. Okay, so when you are educated, when you're in college, when you're in society, you need an established education. You don't want an education where someone tells you one thing, you believe everything. And then someone else tells you one thing, you believe everything. No, you need to have an established education. So in the Bible, it teaches about law, but I think we can apply this to education as well. And I'm just going to take a moment to read this for you guys. So it says, one witness is not enough to convict anyone accused of any crime or offense they may have committed. A matter must what? Be established by the testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses. So what I demonstrated earlier, I used Paul's teaching, I used Peter's teaching, I used Jesus' teaching. Because you want a well-rounded thought or system. Because right now in this world, because of Twitter, of all these media things, you're bombarded with information, and you guys are all very trendy. You're going to follow the latest trend. You're going to follow the latest thought. You're going to follow the latest teaching. But remember this, okay? You want to be established in your thinking and in your way of life. Make sure you be a well-rounded person. Next. So as I started out earlier about why Jesus had compassion and he taught them, we all demonstrated the power of education. It can impact the whole nation like Japan. It can impact the whole nation like the Greek. It's about knowledge, marriage. So it demonstrates to me why Jesus decided to teach them. There's a saying that, okay, I can give you a fish, I can feed you for 1 day or 2 days, the next day you're gonna starve. But if I teach you how to fish, you'll be good for the rest of your life. Thank you.